let's look at where we are as far as Nigeria. If all this put together, it's all about money. Yes, so at the end of the day, our FX reserves, our dollar exchange rate, foreign inflows, all depend on our oil, whether we like it or not. Yes. The junior oil minister said so, Kachiku, 2 days ago, that we're going to keep looking for more oil. Nobody should tell me that it's a dirty fuel. Don't tell me about electric cars or hydrogen-powered automobiles. We're going to look for oil, but he says what we do with what we domestically find is what is important. So Nigeria is not getting off the oil barrel anytime soon.
No, not anytime soon. And with the disruptions we've been seeing in our own domestic production, we need to be concerned about what it would, the impact of it on our dollar revenues and also the external reserves. Because, for instance, now, if, like now, FAC disbursements haven't come in because of the issues.
Oh, yeah, the deadlock meeting. How did I forget? Maybe it was deadlocked. So I just felt I don't want to move anything dead. So I just felt, but we haven't resolved that meeting.
That hasn't been resolved.
The finance minister petitioned her bosses, namely Mr. President and Mr. Vice President, and said they were going to wade in. Then the Vice President weighed in. They had a few meetings. One meeting over the weekend, even on Saturday, they were holding meetings over the weekend. And we still don't have a resolution yet.
We still don't have a resolution.
So that means with the NNPC, which is the cash cow in the house, there's a big problem.
There's a big problem. It feeds into it. But the thing is that yesterday, the Naira appreciated at the parallel market to 360 against the dollar. This is the first time it will be that high or that strong in 2 years. And we're seeing all prices volatile and whatnot. But our own opinion is that that appreciation is temporary. Because one, if you even look at liquidity has been really tight because FAC funds, again, haven't come in. You're
telling me we're looking at money market rate around 30%, well, a little bit. Yes. Again, there's no liquidity.
FAC funds are usually FAC funds on the average are about 500 billion naira.
That's the cheap money.
Yes, and it hasn't come in yet, so that's why the markets are really tight.
I hope salaries won't be delayed.
Yeah, I hope so too. I hope so too because we need that. Everyone,
the state governments need that.
Once salary isn't paid, people get really,
Yeah, I'm wondering what is happening at the state governments right now because even at the federal level, because if FAC is not paid, even the federal government can't pay, even the big brother can't pay salaries.
But the market rate to actually look at is the rate at the IEFX window.
Yes.
Yes, because that's actually more important and that's what actually carries more activities, involves more activities than even what happens in the parallel market. In fact, the movement in the parallel market is a lag factor. It occurs after events have occurred in the IFX window. If you look at what happened, it depreciated to 361.4 naira to a dollar. So the IFX window is actually even weaker than the parallel market, than the street market. But again, like I said, this is temporary, and I believe that the markets would regularize themselves.
Are you folks in the field of economic analysis getting ready for tomorrow's global trade war?
Well, the thing is, like, these are two of Nigeria's major trading partners.
Economic friends.
Whether in terms of imports or exports. So whatever happens between these two powerhouses will definitely affect us in a way. Because one, for instance, if China most of our constructions, like the airport and whatnot, China China is handling that. Our wheat, we import it from the US. So in terms of whether agriculture...
And we sell oil there a little bit as well.
Yes, a little bit, although they actually reduce their consumption of our oil because now they have their own shale oil and whatnot. But China also buys our oil. So whatever happens between those two countries definitely will affect us.
Very interesting how when your two friends fight, I wonder what you do. Maybe you just stay out of the way until
they resolve it and then you come back
until they sort it out. Thank you very much. It's good to have you here. We're going to have the next conversation after whether the war takes place between Washington and Beijing on the trade front. That's Damilola Akimbami, an economic analyst from Financial Derivatives Company.